Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca and I'm working with Corporate to Community and Regional Business Network Business BM on the bushfire grant funded Blue Mountains Business Community Resilience Project, which is helping local business communities to build preparedness, resilience and well-being. And today I'm joined by Graham Reibelt from popular tourism visitor information service AskRoz. Thanks for joining us today, Graham.
It's a pleasure, Rebecca.
Lovely. Can you tell us a little bit about AskRoz and its unusual name?
Yes, we're a digital information service, mainly a visitor-based service. But having said that, we have a very high level of local interaction, and we tend to focus on experiences as opposed to just going to the shop and buying the news agency. So we look at ways to get you out and about and enjoying the mountains, really. And just on the question about our name, it came about 6-7 years ago. We were working on traveling, and we'd come into a town, and I would always ask Roz, who was in the passenger seat, what was happening in that town. So we thought, as we developed an app back then, we thought we should call it AskRoz. And it's stuck. It's been with us ever since. So we are a team of two, and there is a Roz.
Fantastic, thank you. And I'm really curious about how yourself and Roz have weathered the bushfires and COVID-19. What impact have those events had on your business, and how are things going?
Yeah, well, given that our livelihood comes from tourism-based businesses and food services and things like that, so we were hit incredibly hard, really hard. When the fires came through, like every other business up here, it was just devastating. There was no one coming. The perception was that the mountains were shut down, so why go? It's all burnt out. We were getting across the message as best we could, because everything we do on our social media platforms is in the now. So if we go out and do something, we're showing how it is now, not as it was a year ago, as lots of places were doing. So we were showing it's here now, come and enjoy it now. But we effectively lost initially every client we had. So all gone, no business at all. We were then engaged, thankfully, by council to take on the Love Local campaign for 12 months. So we worked with council to get local people out, backyard tourism, get out, enjoy yourself, go to the cafe, things we used to dream of doing now. And of course, about a month later, COVID hit. So for pretty well, probably 6 to 8 months, we went through with one client only. So it hit us pretty hard. Things grew back again last year and in the beginning of this year. But of course, come June this year, it's back on again. But we've got a good client base now that we didn't have before, and that will grow back again. So we're very confident.
That's great. And how supportive has the community been during this time for you?
Well, for us, I guess we define the community in two ways, one of which would be, as I mentioned earlier, the backyard tourism side of things. On that side of things, they're following us, supporting us has been amazing. Now, we engage with, for example, about 1.8 million people a year on social media. Now, they're people engaging with, that's not reach, that's engaging with. So they're people who are talking to each other and talking with us and things like that. And I checked some numbers today, and we are about 38,000 engagements this week alone. So we have good numbers. So from the community side, that's been wonderful. The support is there. We only have just over 30,000 followers. So when you think 30,000 followers, but 1.8 million engagements a year, it's very busy. It's very, very active, which is wonderful, wonderful. The business side of things, from a tourism point of view, they're doing all they can as they can. That's the best way to put that. We provide a resource to them, and for many, we don't charge just to get it out there, so they get some representation happening in the marketplace. But overall, it's a great business and social community out there.
One thing I would like to ask you that's just occurred to me, and that is, what advice would you give to your fellow local businesses on, I guess the best actions to take or the best way forward to build resilience, to remain sustainable during a time like this?
I think you have to not lose focus on who you are and what you do, and don't take the shortcuts. Stick with the plan, as tough as it can be at times. So don't sell yourself short. we would encourage anyone to have a strong social media presence. For us, Instagram is just a waste of space. It just doesn't work. We like Facebook and we like our website. The Facebook allows us to encourage people to interact with each other. And that to us is really important. So everything we do, we want people to start talking to each other. And that builds up our engagement. And it means that we then become a trusted site for those people who are visiting us. So for a local business, forget your brand, get across the message about how people can maybe experience the things you experience. For an estate agent, for example, forget selling houses, but just share where you are and what you do and allow people to then think, well, hang on, this must be a trusted site. They're not trying to flog stuff to me all the time. So work really on getting people to be comfortable with your brand and recognize that you're an honest place to visit and you're not going to be sold to all the time. And you'll build up a good following. Followers are more important on Facebook than likes, but you'll build up a good following. They'll be with you there all the time. So don't lose focus.
That's great advice. And look, where can people find out a bit more about AskRoz and support what you do?
Well, they can go to our Facebook page, which is AskRoz Blue Mountains, or they can go to our website, which is askroz.com.au. Now, on that website, a visitor, for example, can go on there and say, Katoomba lookouts, do a simple search and click on and create my EMAG. And in less than 60 seconds, they will have a digital magazine on just the things they like. No unnecessary information, just what they like, and they can then download it, and it's interactive as well. So there's lots of resources on that site, as well as that we have our concierge service on that site, where you simply fill a simple form out of what you like doing and when you plan on visiting the mountains, or if you live here, and we will create a magazine for you, just for you, with your name on it, and you'll have it the same day.
That sounds incredible.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Well, look, thank you, Graham, for joining me today to talk about your business. If you'd like, anyone watching, if you'd like to find out more about corporate to community and business BM, you can visit the businessbm.com.au website. Make sure you register for updates. This is a free project for all business leaders, owners and operators located in the Blue Mountains local government area of New South Wales. Thank you very much for joining us this week, and come back next week when we catch up with another local business to talk about the challenges and opportunities of surviving and thriving after a disaster. Thanks, everyone.